Welcome back, beautiful people. In this episode, we'll take a look at how to start styling our landing page, okay, which is the section 1. So first and foremost, I would like to go straight down into my text editor. That's my sublime text. I want to style this, so I want to call this ID. So if you want to style ID, use hash instead of dot. Dot is for styling classes and hash is for styling ID. So this is an ID, so I want to style it. So basically what I want to do is that I want to give it a background image. So I want to give it the background image. So the background image I want to give it to, I want to apply what is called linear gradient. So like a mixing of color, linear gradient. Okay, so what is linear gradient? Linear gradient is a way of mixing color. Linear gradient is a way of mixing color in CSS. And if you want to mix color in linear gradient, you need to ensure that you add excuse me, you need to ensure that you add two color that you want to mix. So and what position? I think I want to mix it to the right. Okay, right. So good. So if you want to mix it to the right, what are the colors that I want to mix? I want to mix red, blue, green, red, green, blue, and alpha. All right, this is a way of mixing color. So this is the first color I want to mix. So I have to copy it, separate it by comma, and paste it. So I want to combine. So this red, what value should the red have? So I don't want the first color to have anything like red. I'm not mixing red. So the second, the third color value, it's 217, and the fourth color value, it's 0.6. 0.62. Okay, right now I've successfully mixed the first color. Okay, so now, like I said it's a linear background, so hence I will have to add the comma separated by comma and type a URL, that is the location of my image. Okay, so I can put this down so that you'll be seeing it clearly. Okay, so now what other things I want to do now? I want to make sure that this is the second color. Like I said, linear gradients, you need to mix color. That is more than 2. All right, good. So the second thing is that I want the color, red color, to be mixed right from here, and I want it to be mixed with 240 and 174, and 0.52, 0.5. 2. Okay, so let me just quickly run through some things. So you are mixing a red color with a green color with a blue color with an alpha. Okay, so now this last value, it's the opacity, is the one that make it fade or make it thicker. So the higher the number, the thicker the value. All right, good. All right, so now what is the image that I actually want to bring from here? So the image that I actually want to bring from here, it's from a location. And what is the location? The location is outside the CSS property. That's why I put dot, and I'm locating img. So the name of the background image, I've already put it here, it's called bgimg. bgimg. Okay, so what is the extension? The extension is .jpg. Okay, so that is the extension. All right, so now that I've successfully done that, I can terminate with what? A semicolon. All right. Okay. All right, so from here now, let's save it. Press Ctrl S and let's go check it out. It's still not giving us what we want. Okay, fine, let's check it out. What's going on? All right, so okay, let's put comma here and trace it out. RGBA, okay, with the image. So I've terminated it. Okay, let's save it now and let's reload it. Okay, you can see it has actually given us the color that we actually wanted. But as a matter of fact, if you look at this, make the world a better place, it's closer to the top, and the bottom, this image is actually closer to the bottom too. I think the phone image. So what I will do is that I'll go back to my text editor. Basically what I do, I need to add some background size. I and I want the background size to be covered. All right, so let's save it and let's check it out. You might not actually see this effect right now. Can you now see? Okay, and I said img. You can see when the image is not showing bgimg, so bgimg is bgimg, so you can see bgimg from here. So let's reload it. Is because we are not giving it the real name. Can you now see the image is actually displaying? Okay, so let's go back to our code and the covers, and let's add a background. Background repeat simply means in CSS, if you are using a background image, you should not always ensure that you repeat it. You don't want it to be breaking and duplicating itself. I want to say I don't want to repeat. No repeat. No repeat. Okay, good. All right, and there's one thing we are still going to be needing this particular section 1 at the bottom for a particular CSS absolute. So what's relative? So what is relative position? Relative position is when you are placing positioning a particular element on a specific position, so which later you can move to any position. So if you now want to move this section, which is the element, to any section, you are now going to be using this position as what? Absolute. Okay, by the time you move on, you understand this very much better. Let me show you something. Okay, let's get done with the code first and I will explain through the documentation. All right, good. So right now that I've successfully done this, I need to add a padding, which is the padding top. Let's make it 6 rem, and by the time you save it and go back to the code, and you see it has been dropped down a bit. So and let's make it padding bottom. Let's down a bit. So and let's make it padding bottom. Let's make it 8 rem. Okay. All right. You can see. Right, it has been dropped down to, but I can give it. Let me shrink it so that you see it. Not you see it clearly. It's too much. You can give it probably 5. Okay. All right. You can see. All right. So now that you've actually seen this, now you can see clearly how the thing looks like. So now the next thing I want to do is that I want to style this button, because I don't like the way it is right now. So I can go back to my CSS, scroll down and give it a custom button. You see here I've already given it a custom class. So I'll copy this, but before I do that, there's one thing I really want to do quickly. There's what we call in CSS. Let me just show you. Okay, that's what's called pseudo elements. Pseudo elements is when you are using the elements to perform some specific. So I want to reuse this. So I want to reuse this class, ID, which it is contained by an element, a div tag. All right, I will have to put this and after. So if I'm putting this, that means I want to work on this particular section again for another design. All right, good. So basically what I want to do is that, I told you that I want to move this image. I want to move this image. Okay, what's going on? I think okay, sorry, I duplicated it when I was before I reload. I want to make sure that this thing bent, this horizontal line. I want to make sure that it bent. So that means I'm having effect on this section. All right, how would I achieve that? Okay, good. Now that I have this is pseudo elements. You want to make sure that this particular section element, you understand, this particular section element, as you are redesigning it to another thing, probably you are adding something to it. I use a position as relative here, so I'm going to use position as what? Absolute, to be able to have effect on this section. All right, good. So what I will do now is this. I want to have a content, okay, and I don't want that content to have anything. I want it to be free, and I want to have position, like I said. So position is going to be what? Absolute. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do right now is that now that I've added a position to it relative, I am okay, I'm going to have a background. Let's have a background color of white. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and what the moment we get done with that, the reason why we're having the background color is white is that the next layer is going to be in white color, the next section. So it's better we do that so that the color is not going to be mixing. So we understand this as we move on. So that's what's called transform. So this transform screw, I want it to be on horizontal and I want it to be minus 2 degree. Okay, I'm going to explain this. Okay, so after that I want to transform origin. So it's the origin is from bottom to right. I'm still going to explain. Bottom right, bottom right. Okay, so okay, let's save it and let's just check it out. All right, okay, we're not seeing any effect right now. Something is wrong somewhere. Okay, all right, so let's check it out. So what I noticed is that I've not actually assigned a width to it. So the width is 100% and the height. So I need to terminate this so that the height will be clearly. So the height I want it to be 15%. So let's go check it out. Can you now see it has been bent? So right now, in order for me to be assured that everything is working fine, I need to set the bottom to be 0 and the height to be 0. I'm going to explain this in detail. Okay, let's go in on. Okay, I think I have this twice. Okay, I think it has to be terminated. All right. Okay, something is wrong somewhere. Okay, I didn't terminate this. Okay, you still need to. Okay, I didn't terminate this. Okay, let's check it out. What else? What else? All right, I think we are good here. Going. Let's see what's going on. We are good here. Going. Let's see what's going on. All right, I think we're good like this. All right, it has already been fixed. Okay, so this is the bent thing I'm actually talking about. Okay, so right now we need to do something on our button. All right, so if we want to work on our button, definitely that means we need to go straight down into what? We need to go straight down into excuse me, the HTML and scroll down to where we can see button BTN white. Like I said, this BTN white is a custom class. I'm the one that actually assigned it. It's not a bootstrap what class. So here, the first thing I want to do here, see, this is pretty cool. You're going to see how to make your button to look fine. All right, the first thing I'm going to do here is that I am going to ensure that I give it a border. I'm giving it a border. So what is border? Border. Okay, border, make it 1 pixel white. Okay, so you can save it. Let's reload it. Okay, it's not, the solid is not right, so we need to ensure that you type correctly. Can you now see that is the border itself? So the second thing I need to do is that I need to make sure that the border, I give it the border radius. So what is border radius? Let's check it out. What is border radius? How does it affect it? And to make it 2 rem, you know, that's 16 times 2. All right, let's check it out. You can see it's round. So, but this thing is too close. I want to make it, I want to increase the padding, which is from the left to right. So padding left, 6 rem. and let's give it a padding right too. Let's give it 6 RAM, and let's see how very long it's going to be. Okay, all right, it's too long. All right, we can give it 2. I can give it 2. Okay, I think it's fine like this. All right, so but if you look at this, the text is not white, so we can make the text to be white too. So give it a color. Okay, color, let's make it white. Okay, good. All right, perfect. Okay, see, the text is not still white, something is wrong. Perfect. Okay, see, the text is not still white, something is wrong. Okay, all right, let me terminate this. At times, if you don't terminate the property above, you might not really get it. So you can see it's now working, and I really want to make the text transform to the lowercase no matter what. Okay, so now we've done this, we've done the buttons, and let's see what's going to happen. What if we want to style this particular header, and we want to make sure that it's all capitalized and it is white, as well this paragraph too. Okay, how would we actually achieve that? We can do that by going straight down into our HTML. Okay, this is the content, so I can copy this. Let me give it a custom class. Let's paste it inside this role and make it section 1 content. Okay, I always love to make my codes to be readable and understanding. All right, so I'm going to click paste here. So what am I styling? I want to style the H1, which is this. So that's what I'm doing right now. Okay, so I just put H1. Okay, so what I want to do is that I want to ensure that the H1 has a color of white, right? Okay, white. Okay, and I want to ensure, let's save and reload it. Okay, what's going on? Okay, I have not saved this. Okay, you can see. I want to make sure that everything is in capital letter. Okay, so that means text transform uppercase. All right, good. So let's load it back. You can see everything has been capitalized. So after that, I want to give it a letter spacing of 0.11 rem. What is letter spacing? Let's check it out. You can see, okay, it's actually give it more space to be readable. All right, so now I can copy this entire code and I paste it down, and I change this particular thing to what? P. So I still want, I don't want all the paragraphs to be in uppercase, and I don't want, I want line height to be .1.7. Okay, and I want, let's save it, let's go check it out. Oh, this is coming. Let me remove it, load it back. It gives me a white. I think let me give it a font size of 1 rem. Okay, it's okay like that. So what else do I want to do? Do I want to achieve? Okay, let me give it a margin top, like margin top 2 rem. and margin bottom to rem. You can see it's giving it a space at the top. Margin bottom to rem. Okay, I know the section, this episode is a bit long. All right, look at it. I think we're getting there. We're making it cleaner, and you can see the button, the image. You can see the heading and the screw. So let me run through something with you real quick. So what we're doing is not as if we are actually picking things from my head. It's because I've been using this and I've been getting used to it. Okay, let me quickly show you something. I've opened W3 School on the ground, and I've tried to make sure that you explain something, you understand some basic things there. So the content, so this particular content property that we use, we normally use it to, insert a value content here. Position absolute, I've explained it. Make it the background to be white. That is this bending. You can see you're not seeing what is at the top because this bending is white. I mean, it's just like a box, but at the bottom you're not seeing it. It's white. Okay, and this transform means I want it to give me minus 2 degrees instead of it to be, instead of this particular bending to be what clockwise, it's going the other way around. Okay, so transform, you can see instead of it to come like this, is going straight up from bottom to right. You can see from the bottom to right. That's why you are seeing it rising from this bottom to the right. Okay, so now transform origin means from bottom to right, and width, I want it to cover the entire width, and I want the height to be 15. I don't want it to be too large. So if I want it to cover the entire width, and I want the height to be 15. I don't want it to be too large. So if I make the height to be 30, let's see what's going to happen. Okay, you can see it's getting closer, so I don't want that. So okay, Ctrl Z. Okay, so the button, these I think by the time we move on, you've been seeing the effect of all this. All right, what else do I really want to explain in there? So I think I want to explain the concept of position absolute. You can see if you make a particular thing at the top relative, you need to, if you want to use it back at another level of your CSS, you can see this relative. You can see everything has been done. Normally everything is at a particular layer. The relative is actually taking the entire space. But when you want to use it absolute, you can see you can move it from here to right, left, top, and bottom. So that is it. So if you want to probably move that, you use it as relative before, which is this. This section I used as relative before I now use it as what absolute. Okay, what else do I want to explain? All right, good. I think after this is a pseudo selector. If you want to select probably an element, again you use this dot, but after it's called a double column. All right. Okay, so that is it. So right now it's by the time you start using your documentation, you get it. So you can see pseudo element. All right, what else do I want to explain? I think this screw. So you can see screw enable you to bend stuff. If I give my screw background of white, I give my screw of white. I give my screw a background of white. If I give it green, you see the effect now. I give it green, you see what it's actually going to cover. Okay, fine. It's not actually showing. I don't know. Let's check it out. Okay, fine. I think I'm using an hashtag. Can you now see? So this is how it's going to look like. But before, I just want the white to merge with the bottom, so that's why I make it like that. Okay, all right, good. Let's reload it. So in the next section, we're going to work more on another section. I'm going to work on this phone image. Hope you guys really enjoyed this tutorial. I know it's a bit longer, but I just wanted to ensure that we are all at the same page and understand it very much better. Landing page is